I'm Maria.
And I'm James.
And this is Instant Movie Reviews with Raina and Droo.
Hello.
in cosplay for the first time for a movie, what are we seeing?
We are seeing Return to Silent Hill. So this is the third installment in the movie adaptations of the long-running survival horror video game series that's recently had a resurgence after like a decade of nothing with the remake of Silent Hill 2, which this movie is based on, and Silent Hill F, which was released last year. So the franchise is kind of back on top. So they've released a third movie, and tonight is the Thursday night preview screening. So of course I had to be here.
So Droo got me into this. This is Droo's like super passionate thing that he's loved since childhood. It's very nostalgic for him. You've played all the games, all the side projects. You're into everything. Droo even moderates one of the longest, well, it is the longest running Silent Hill fan forum, right?
Mm-hmm. Silent Hill Heaven, that's me.
And you've literally made like friends from there that you are still like you still talk to, right?
I still talk to them every day on Discord. I'm still on the forum.
I love it.
We have a Facebook group. There are people who have dropped out of the forum that I still talk to. Like I've actually developed real online friendships, but still friendships, people that I feel like I know quite well over the years.
Yeah, actually I had a forum like that. That's how the mermaid community got started. There was a forum. It all started with a forum, right?
I miss forums.
Now it's an industry. I miss forums too. They make a comeback because our life as we know it is a dystopian and we may lose social media at some point. So forums will come back. Anyway, that's just kind of the theme of Silent Hill. If you're not familiar with the Silent Hill games, maybe Droo, without going into like crazy amount of details so that we're not spoiling, can you kind of give what the idea, the common theme is of Silent Hill?
Sure. So it started on the PlayStation 1 in 1999, and it starts off as like this random little resort town in rural Maine that people end up sort of trapped in, and there are these monsters that attack, but unlike the Resident Evil series, which is just like sort of mindless run and gun action, this is a much more cerebral, psychological brand of horror. It still has some hokey late 90s video game silliness to it, but it certainly goes deeper than a lot of games like that did. So it's become renowned for being much more psychological than something like Doom or Resident Evil.
And fog plays a big role in Silent Hill.
Yeah, so the original PlayStation, they had to work around the graphical limitations. So having this like town that you could run around in, they couldn't really do it because the PlayStation could only like generate the graphics very short distance. So it would be like buildings vanishing and then popping up as you get closer. So they cleverly thought, let's cloak the town in this thick fog. That way we can hide the fact that there are actually no buildings, like more than 6 feet in front of Harry. But as they pop in, you'll be close enough and it'll look like it's coming at you out of the fog. So it was just them trying to work around the limitations of the PlayStation 1, but it has become like a trademark of this series. Yeah.
So Droo is so passionate about this, and he's always so supportive of the things I'm interested in. So I did, because he was so excited for this remake of the game to come out, I did play it. I'm a terrible gamer. I love games, but I'm terrible. And I will often get my husband to come play hard parts for me. So what I did is I actually used a program that modded the game so that I could make it easier for myself. And for some of the scenes, I turned off the fog. And what's really funny is I've now played Silent Hill 2, the remake, which is the film that we're going to see. And I've also played the newest release, Silent Hill F, and I got all the endings in Silent Hill F.
I haven't even gotten all the endings yet.
The funny thing about turning off the fog in Silent Hill F is the map actually won't fully generate until you've gone to a certain spot. So they're still using that as a way to like make things work.
Yeah, the machine obviously can handle that now, but because they know that they need to put the fog in, I think it just makes it easier for the developers to still have that they don't have to animate that far ahead of the character.
Yeah.
I think it's a shortcut that they can use because Silent Hill without the fog just isn't Silent Hill.
So we are representing characters today in the film, and we're not going to make a habit of cosplaying for our reviews. This is a special one-off, Droo.
I know, I owe you one.
My wig is just from Amazon, and I colored it myself to get the pink and everything, and I'm dressed as the character Maria. She dresses a little bit spicier than I am dressed today, but Drew's going to show you some pictures of some cosplay that we did for a local convention where we got dressed up. And I just needed to be warm because I'm in Canada and it's freezing cold. So she dresses a little sexier. But I actually played the game, and the thing about Silent Hill is there are all these different endings, and I already aligned myself with Maria before I even knew the story of the game because there's a few female characters, and she was the most interesting to cosplay with with Droo here. And I got the Maria ending on my first try by
Which
accident.
is the hardest ending to get. People will try to get that ending and fail. So
I don't even know how
I
I did it. I just liked her and spent more time with her and kept following her places, and it made me get it. What is your... So we kind of know what the internet is buzzing about, but that aside, what is your hope and expectation for this film?
So it is not doing very well critically, but that's sort of par for the course for a video game movie. The first movie, which was the best received, only got like 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. Then Silent Hill Revelation, everyone agrees, was a total disaster. It got like 8%. Last I checked, this was at like 11. It's not great.
It's at 6 now.
It's at 6 again? Okay.
It's at 6.
But again, like, I'm not expecting anything magnificent. Video game films tend to be really hit or miss. Just as long as I'm entertained and that I'm not embarrassed as a Silent Hill fan, truly that is all that I want from this, given the response. And maybe I'll end up liking it a lot more than most.
I mean, you and I tend to find like anything we can to be entertained by with these films. We didn't like Until Dawn. We kept ragging on it, but there were aspects of Until Dawn that we were able to be like, this was fun, and we like this actor, and we like these deaths, and we like this stuff. I feel like this is going to be the same. I did see a little bit of behind the scenes making of it that has been going on for a while, and I'm not a fan of some of the costumes. I feel like they put a lot of work into making this look exactly like the video game, except for the main characters. And like, mine's an Amazon wig. There, you can even see my hair underneath, because I actually wear like professionally made wigs for my mermaid work, and this is not one of them, obviously.
You know your wigs.
Yeah, I know my wigs. And her wig looks like Timu, and I think there might be a reason for that, because the actress is playing 3 characters in the film, so I think that's part of the reason, is they are trying to make her look a little cheap. But to me, it took me out of it, because I was like, I'm invested in Maria and I want her to look like Maria, and she doesn't look like her to me, but we'll see. So that kind of threw me right away. But the music was so tight and like exactly like the video game, and the graphics, aside from the characters' costumes, like the bad villain creature things and the setting and the music and just parts that they showed us in the trailer from the game, got me really excited. So, you know, the internet discord is not great, but I'm hoping this is a case where, you know, critics don't like it. Maybe it's not mainstream enough, but the fans are enjoying it. And when I'm actually looking at the comments online so far, they're mixed. Some people are like, it's terrible. Other fans are like, I just love everything Silent Hill, so I'm going to like eat up anything Silent Hill that we can get. I'm indifferent. Like, I don't have the investing in the franchise that you do. I do notice, though, that it's one of the more intense fandoms online. Yeah. People love what they love and hate what they hate, and they're very vocal about it.
Yes, it does tend to be skews a little bit more critical, a little bit negative sometimes. But the last 2 games generally got a good reception. So regardless of how this movie shakes out, the series is back. There's Silent Hill Townfall on the way. There's a remake of Silent Hill 1 on the way. So regardless of how this movie does, my beloved video game series is back. So I'll be able to put this aside. If this was the only Silent Hill related thing that I'm going to be getting, then I would be really, really hoping that it's good. I'm just hoping for a not complete disaster.
Sure. This has been a bit of a longer intro, just because we wanted to give you this backstory, show you our cosplay pictures, show you what we look like. Usually, if you're new to our channel, we try to be a bit quicker with these. So please don't give up on us just because we've been rambling on about Silent Hill, but let's go see it now. I'm ready to see it and
back in a few minutes.
Get people's reactions. Do you think anyone else is going to be dressed up?
Maybe.
We'll see you soon. You know, I feel that this movie is very summed up by what happened in the first little bit. There was this moment of silence, and your tummy just made such a loud gurgle that the people next to me looked, and I looked at you and I giggled. Yeah. And I feel like that set us up for the tone.
That wasn't because it was scary. It's because I could tell, oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm like Mr. Burns looking at the ticker tape when it gets to the Great Depression. He's like, oh no. Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. So, yeah, I'm just gonna rant just for a minute.
You go ahead, my darling.
Okay. My problem with that movie, I have many problems with that movie, but
only a few, no?
Yeah. It tries to speed run through Silent Hill 2. So it tries to touch on the major locations you go to. It skips a couple of them. But it does it in such a rushed way that it just doesn't coalesce. And it does its own thing with the characters. And I get that it's going to do its own thing. The first Silent Hill movie did not, like, completely interpret characters like Dahlia Gillespie and whatever. But I just felt like the way that it completely misunderstood the characters from the source material and does some really bizarre things. I'm like, why wouldn't you just tell, if that's the story that Christophe Gans wanted to tell, why did you have to do it as a shitty Silent Hill 2 adaptation? Why would you not do it as its own story? We know from Silent Hill F that you can tell a brand new Silent Hill story and have it connect. I don't understand why you would adapt a game as beloved as Silent Hill 2, with considered one of the greatest video game stories ever, and so completely misunderstand and butcher the characters to the degree that they did. It's so hard for me to talk about this without spoiling. I really didn't like it.
To give you an idea, halfway through the movie, people just started laughing at scenes that were not meant to be funny.
No.
And I'm so thankful that they did, because I was trying so hard not to laugh.
Me too.
And I was worried because, it's not like we were having a conversation during the movie. So I don't know how Drew's feelings. I know how I'm feeling, but I'm also not a massive Silent Hill fan. I don't know all the lore. I've only got one of the endings of this game. I don't really know if maybe the things that aren't landing with me are just because I never saw that in the game or whatever, or didn't know the other games, right?
No, it's not landing because it was bad.
So I did find some of the scenes terribly funny,
yes.
And I was trying not to laugh. And then when somebody else started to laugh, I was like, oh, thank God. And I just, every time from after that, I couldn't help it. I was laughing.
Yeah.
But the first half, so if you break it up into three, like beginning, middle, end, the beginning, I thought was really good. It was really close to the video game. It did a lot of fan service. There were things like, when you're in the game and you're trying to save and you're seeing like this red square, they made those be windows in the game.
Red squares.
Yeah, the red squares. It made them be windows in the movie. I thought that was a cool little thing, right? There were all these really nice little things. In the beginning as well, they give you a bit of backstory with James, which at first I liked, because I always felt like somebody new to the franchise. It's really hard. Silent Hill games are kind of known for piecing together the backstories through finding notes and journals and things like that, So I actually did think that was a smart move in the beginning, but then I felt they started to overdo it. There was a lot of flashbacks. There was a lot of putting in stuff that wasn't there. I didn't care for the actor of James. I felt he really overacted. The actress who played 3 of the female characters carried the thing. Yeah. She was very strong, even when the way her characters were written or the dialogue wasn't.
I had high hopes when that actress was announced, because the other movie I've seen her in was Jigsaw.
Yeah.
So Saw 8, which is a terrible Saw movie, but I always thought she was one of the better actors.
She was really good as Mary, the main character, and even the side characters she played that did not get the attention they deserved to make this complex story. One of them was practically shoved in there. You could have cut her. It wouldn't have, it was huge to the story in the game, but it wouldn't have meant anything to the movie.
I would have preferred I know who you're talking about. I would have preferred that character just be cut completely, because it completely destroys that character, and what they try to integrate that character into, it doesn't work. It's underexplained, and I was just...
And it had the potential to be something very powerful. Yeah. It had the potential to be powerful. I think they hit you over the head with things that are meant to be open to interpretation, and they're like, we're going to hit you over the head with our interpretation. So things like, I don't want to spoil it, but just the way James sees himself, what different villains represent, stuff like that. Like when you're in the game, you play a few endings, or, you learn things, and as you go, you kind of draw your own conclusions. And that's sort of the beauty of Silent Hill. Everybody can have, there's stuff that is known to be canon, but there's also a lot that's just great, open to interpretation. And that's part of what I feel is the appeal to the games.
And that's what's allowed the fan community to exist as long as it has. Like, we're still talking about these games all these years later and interpreting things and excited about the various remakes that we know Silent Hill 1 is getting a remake. We're pretty sure that means we're going to get 3, maybe 4. The other ones don't need to be remade. But I was so excited that they were making another movie as part of this revival of the franchise. And what's interesting is that this movie getting pitched is what convinced Konami to revive the franchise, which had been dead for a decade. I'm just like, thank God we got a couple of well-received games before that movie dropped, because if that was the first thing back in Silent Hill, the franchise would be dead again probably forever.
I really loved the Silent Hill 2, and I think like I really, really love Silent Hill F, and I think it was just because I identified with the main character a bit more than Silent Hill 2. But I can absolutely see why Silent Hill 2 has the following it does. But yeah, the first bit I thought was really strong. Also, I felt the first entire half of the film was just better made. Yeah. Even if they do take liberties that I didn't agree with, it just had more attention to detail. The pacing was better. The dialogue was better. Then it was like they got to the second part and it's like, we're just going to rush to the ending now. Yeah. And it is a game where there's multiple endings, and the ending they chose, without spoiling it, was interesting. And I still am kind of like, okay. It
was a mashup of two of the endings.
I was
actually.
Like, okay.
Yeah. And again, like, I don't know. And the thing that I'm in, like, for those who are fans like us, who know this franchise and know what it's about, that movie is going to let them down. For if you don't know what Silent Hill is or how it works or anything, that movie would be so confusing. Like, even I'm still trying to figure out what was supposed to have happened, and I know this story.
The second half just went so far off the rails that even if we're giving it the liberty of being like, yeah, cool, your own interpretation, whatever, it still made no sense. It just went off the rails, rushed through things. You would see monsters and then nothing would happen. Like, it was so bizarre. And then in the beginning, I felt like they did a really good job of capturing how games have that kind of hide and seek with the bad guy, where you're trying to stealth. You're just trying to stealth and get around. It did a really good job of that. And then like abandoned it for the second half. And I was like, man, you did such a great job building all this dread. The music was on point, the cinematography, the dust falling from the sky, you know, panning to show the street signs. There was so much detail and effort put into the first half that you could tell the person making it loved it.
But it also was too much of a video game instead of a movie. Like, there's literally boss battles. Like, and again, the boss battles are from the game, but it's like, oh, we're doing a boss battle in the middle of this movie now. And I don't know, like, I hated Silent Hill Revelation, the second movie. There's a sequence towards the end of that where the monster of Pyramid Head and another monster that basically looked like a Cenobite from the Hellraiser movies that was not from the game basically have like a Mortal Kombat style fight. And it was ridiculous. And I remember shouting flawless victory in the theater and everybody laughed. Like, I hated Revelation. I hated it.
I feel like I'm just enjoying Drew's takedown of this movie more than the movie.
I like Silent Hill Revelation more than I like that. I said in the intro, I was worried that if this was a bad movie, not that it would not entertain me, but that I would feel embarrassed as a Silent Hill fan. And I kind of do.
Oh my God. So we did. Okay. So this is what happened. At the end of the movie, instead of cheering or anything, people were like, wow, that sucked. Like everybody was vocalizing it. Before the movie started, some fans were sitting next to us. They saw us and asked if they could get a photo with us at the end. And we were like, yeah, sure. Like, in the back of my mind, I was like, oh my God, I hope this movie is good, or that's going to be awkward. And then at the end, I was like, yeah, kind of don't think you want that photo anymore.
And they did, because we are not those versions of the characters.
They did still want it. And you know what? I'm going to take the wig off. But my wig was still better than her wig, I will say. But here's my real hair underneath it. And I'm wearing these magnetic lashes. And I was like spending so much time in the movie trying to brush the wig out of my eyes that I kept catching the lashes. So when we came out of the movie, my lashes were half off.
It was worth it for the reaction that we got from the audience. So many people stopped us and loved our costumes. And again, like, the characters from the game are there and then they're gone. And I'm not even talking like the side characters. Like Maria, who is such an important character in the game, is really not in that to the degree that it needs to for you to actually connect. Or Eddie.
Like, Eddie just disappears. He's there for the first half and then you never see him again.
Why was he there? Nobody knows. And like,
I'm going to spoil it and say that Laura does not say my favorite line. She does not call him a fart face, and I was waiting for her to call him a fart face.
And she was played by the same actress who played Laura in the remake, but her performance in the game was so much better. And again, it just goes to show you how important the material is, because her performance as Laura in that movie kind of sucked, but her performance in the remake, excellent. And
that was the actress from the game?
That's the actress from the game.
Like the face actress or the
voice actress?
Oh my gosh, that's really cool. Yeah, I didn't. Okay, no, that's bad. I didn't know that. Also, I do feel like the female actors were the strongest. Even the ones that they made up for this were stronger than James. but you could still tell they were crippled by a bad script and, you know, bad writing, because the woman who played Mary, like, she's playing two other characters in this, which, and I kept saying to Drew, she's carrying this movie. She is carrying this movie. And if you're going to make her play 3 characters, give her the opportunity to play 3 characters. Don't have 2 of them be barely in it. Give her the opportunity to show what she can do and do it, you know?
And explain why those characters are there. And they kind of do. Anyway, there's a reveal that I groaned. I think other people in the theater groaned, laughed. Oh my God. We're trying so hard not to spoil it, but I feel like maybe the people who are going to watch this video are Silent Hill fans, you know? Like, I gotta stick with the no spoilers, though, just in case people want to ruin their evening the way that we did.
I did like, aside from the wig, I did like Maria's costume. I just didn't like the wig. But I thought they did a cool mashup of her 2 outfits together. And man, that woman's fit. Like, a couple times when she's running around, you see her abs, and I was like, dang, someone does CrossFit. Like, you got some abs, girl.
The wig was bad. The beard was bad.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, James has a fake beard at one point, and you're supposed to be taking his scene very seriously, and I could not stop laughing. I was just like, I'm so distracted by this terrible beard.
The other thing that I'm really disappointed by is say what you will about the first Silent Hill movie, but the monsters and the way that they looked in that movie were very true to the game. They looked very good. They were scary. Then in Revelation, it got really kind of goofy and silly in the way that they looked.
The nurses sucked in this.
And the nurses were good in the first 2.
It looked like they used stop frame animation in the same way that they did on Beetlejuice. Like that, and that's like from the 80s, and it felt like that. And I understand that, like, special effects and stuff like that, like, it's expensive. Just hire a bunch of dancers to be the nurses. It looked like they hired one person and cloned it, and then like cloned it digitally and did it all like stop frame animation style or something. Like, it was very... It took you out of it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't scary at all. There was one jump scare that did get a few of us in the audience.
But it was cheap.
Yeah, it was cheap, and it really had nothing to do with the game or in the movie either. Like, it was nothing.
It doesn't feel like it exists in the same universe as the other 2 movies either, which is strange as the returning director from the first one. Anyway, it's a mess. And I hope that they never make another Silent Hill movie again, or if they do, that they actually just do its own thing. Don't try to adapt the games. They're too complicated. They're too long. But you can't speed run it in a movie.
The fans don't like that either, because we played the Silent Hill Ascension game, which was its own thing, and people were like, this isn't a Silent Hill. This isn't a Silent Hill. And it was like, it was a really, I thought, because I'm new to it, so you can come at me with your pitchforks, Reddit. But like, I thought it was a compelling story, and I thought it was an interesting story. I thought the voice actors did a lot of great work. I thought the story was great. I understand that the mechanics of a mobile game didn't translate to everybody. It won an Emmy though. So like, I don't know. Those of us who played it, who actually played it all the way through, because a lot of people just threw up their hands in the beginning. You know, we had a great little community going, and it was fun, and, you know, whatever. When you're trying to innovate something, everything, you know, it's not going to please everybody. That to me still felt like more of a Silent Hill than this movie did. Like, and that, so if you really didn't like Silent Hill Ascension, and it's like the boogeyman of Silent Hill, and you joke about it on Reddit, this was worse.
It was, yeah. I mean, Ascension was what it was. I enjoyed the community. It was silly. I still feel like the story in the end didn't feel like it made a lot of sense, but it made more sense than that. Yeah, that was just, I wanted to go in with an open mind to be like, okay, it's got a low score on Rotten Tomatoes. The early reviews that are coming out are critical, whether it's from fans or from casuals. I was like, I'm just going to go in with an open mind. Sometimes I disagree with the general consensus. I think I might actually be a little bit more negative than the general consensus.
Yeah, me too. I want that invested, and I don't know. This is like, I was expecting to hate the Bone Temple this much. Yeah. And I didn't. I loved it. Okay, Drew, this is a really long video, so you're going to have to tell me what your rating is.
I'm going to have to give it a 2 out of 10. And the reason I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10 is that I liked the music. It uses actual tracks from the game, slightly remixed with a little bit of different instrumentation. The other movies did that too. I liked that, but the music in the games is great. It's hard to mess that up. And I did sort of like the flashbacks going back and forth in time to like when James and Mary are together and happy,
Yep.
and then flashing forward to the events of the movie. And when they started doing that, I was like, oh, this is actually something I always kind of wanted to see in the game. The games never really show James and Mary when they were just together, and I was like, oh, this could be interesting, but it doesn't do anything with it, and what it does do is not great.
It had the potential to do a lot.
It had the potential to do
right?
a lot, but yeah, I'm really scraping to find something positive to say. It's a 2 out of 10. Ugh.
So the first half for me, the first half was a bit stronger. I would rate the first half as like a 3 for me, or maybe like the first third, just because I felt there was a lot of great fan service. It really looked like Silent Hill. I could feel the passion behind the people making it, but then the rest of it goes down to a 1. So taking the average between 1 and 3, I'm putting it at a 2 as well.
Yay, we agree again.
Yeah, it was just, I think it's actually below Until Dawn for me.
Oh, easily. There was so much more interesting in Until Dawn.
I think if you're a fan, I mean, honestly, don't waste your money on this movie. Like, just don't. If you're a fan and you really just want to see it because you want some sense of Silent Hill media, stream it. You know, it might do well on streaming. A lot of bad movies do well on streaming. They do, because people who just don't care will rewatch them, or in my case, not for Silent Hill, but for other bad movies, you know, toddlers like them and play them over and over again. But yeah, I just don't think you should waste your time. And we very rarely say that about films. And I just, first of all, I think fans will be upset. And if you're not a fan, I don't think it's going to make any sense. And you're not going to enjoy it because you can't follow it. So I just don't see the point. It's a very bizarre movie if you don't know anything about it going in. It's just very bizarre.
This movie only existed to convince the video game company to start making the games again. And they're great. So thank you, Return to Silent Hill, for that. Now let's never speak about you again.
If you want a good movie, you can literally see all the cutscenes from Silent Hill 2 on Little Gamer Playground. It's a YouTube channel. Not affiliated with us in any way. I just watch them all the time. They're known for taking games like this that are story heavy, stitching all the cutscenes together and any relevant battle that you need to see, and you can just watch it like a movie. And so if you're not up for playing Silent Hill, it's fantastic just to watch.
And it does have a great story.
It does. It has a really good story. It's really sad that these guys butchered it, because in the beginning I was like, oh, maybe people on the internet are being too harsh because, you know, fandoms all have such high bars that they want to hit. Then it goes so off the rails that I actually had fun with how bad it was. Like, I had fun laughing. I look drunk in this video. These eyelashes keep drooping my eyes down. You know, on that note, we're going to go, we've been sponsored to go see another movie next week. Shelter, Jason Statham. So we'll do a video about that, and that one will be sponsored. This one is not sponsored, obviously. And I will not dress up like Jason Statham.
I'll shave my head. I'll do it. What the hell? And
we really appreciate you. Our videos are getting, even though Song Sung Blue took off, Kate Hudson got nominated for an Oscar. Congratulations, Kate Hudson. Not that you'll ever see our little video. You know, excited for you. And we still seem to be getting a lot of traffic on that video still. Lots of comments. And, you know, the Bone Temple didn't do too bad for our reviews.
I hope I convinced a couple people who were on the fence, because I loved it. You loved it. Yeah.
So we'll see you again. And please like, subscribe, click the bell if you want to get notified. We really appreciate if you leave us comments. We love engaging with our audience, and it also kind of informs our talking points for the next movies. And we'll see you.
We'll see you at the better movies.